Lisa? Lisa, are you all right?
Yes, Father. Sorry, Father. I'm all better now.
Nonsense. Are you ill, dear? Should I fetch a doctor?
No, thank you. It's just... I don't think I want to go tomorrow.
What? Why not? What? What?
It's just... I don't know if I'm ready. The competition is so high. The odds of me getting in the academy are practically none. What if I don't know any answers? What if I fail miserably, tarnish both my reputation and the family name?
Lisa, look at me, dear. Lord knows I haven't always been the most compassionate parent to you and your brother. Perhaps I've picked a stick over a carrot more often than I should have, and for that I am sorry.
Dad,
As little consolation as it is, I know at least you can trust my words when I say this. With the exception of some occasional disciplinary warnings. You've been a truly remarkable student. You've brought home nothing but perfect marks. You know your history more than well enough to not repeat its mistakes. I've never seen a more dedicated and talented young person than you. You've dreamt about being a doctor as early as when you started performing operations on your dolls. If someone can pass this exam and get in, it's you. If anyone deserves to be there, it's you. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say.
do you really believe that?
Give me a minute. Where the hell did I put it?
Dad, what are you looking for?
Aha! There it is. There. This is something I was going to give you when you got your notice of acceptance.
Dad, it's so beautiful. It must have cost a fortune. But what if I don't get in? I can't accept this.
I always knew that you'd pass with flying colors. That's why I bought it early. I wanted to give it to you as a reminder of us when you move to the capital to study. But perhaps you need it more tomorrow. This way, you will always have your family to support you. We'll be there tomorrow with you as well, no matter what happens.
I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. Something's not right. Hussar? This wasn't even funny the first time. What is this? What are you? How are you doing that?
The time is nigh. The debts are due.
Who are you? Ah!
Kupala's night we will meet again. What you owe will be returned.
Was that real?
Lisa? Is everything all right? I thought I heard something.
Everything is fine, Doctor.
May I come in?
Please.
What happened?
A strange shadow appeared out of nowhere. It spoke of a debt and Kupala Night. Does any of this make sense to you?
It's true that Kupala's Night is coming soon. All kinds of unholy things crawl out from their dens around then. You had an encounter with an entity like this before, haven't you? Could be a nav that made a bond with you that way.
A nav?
A dead soul that can't find rest and causes trouble in the realm of the living.
Kind of reminds of us a little, doesn't it?
Interesting perspective. I am hardly an expert on the supernatural, which is ironic in my current state. Science always made more sense to me than all that. Which actually brings me to my point. I would advise to find a book on the subject and learn more before Kupala Night comes.
Thank you, Doctor. I'll keep that in mind.
I heard that Roman in the bookshop just received some new papers on hematology from Germany. I believe they should be able to push me over the fence. I'd get them myself, but I'm so swamped lately I could barely make it to your room.
Certainly. I'll pick them up for you.
Much obliged. Here, that should be enough to buy them. Well, I'd better get back to it. Let me know when you get the materials back from the bookshop.
Will do. Doctor? Dr. Volkov?
How may I assist you?
Never mind, Doctor. I'll come back later. Locked. Anastasia did invite me over for dinner, but I can't show up empty-handed. Maybe I could get a little something for her at the general store.
Welcome to the Book Emporium, madame. My name is Roman. If you have any questions at all, I'm right here at your service.
This doesn't make a lick of sense. Damn those ancient Slavs and their runes.
Elisa?
Oh, it's you again. What are you doing here?
I'm just running an errand for Dr. Volkov. But whatever you are doing seems far more interesting. What is all that?
It's just a passion project of mine.
Come on, Elisa, spill it. Come on, Elisa.
Fine. Just don't be weird about it.
I won't.
I am trying to bring Petya back to life. I am trying to... See? I knew you wouldn't believe me.
No, I didn't know that was possible.
Seriously? After all that happened to you, that seems strange to you?
That's a fair point.
It's not simple, though. I'm still trying to decipher the language and figure out the ritual.
It does look complicated. But if anyone can figure it out, it's you. Hope it all works out. I'll leave you to it.
Thanks. I'll see you around.
The faux birds in the cages are so lifelike. Odd choice for a bookstore, but strangely mesmerizing. All the knickknacks around here sure give this place some color. So many interesting books. Just makes me want to stay and read till sunrise. All the knickknacks around here. The faux birds in the cages are... The faux birds in the cages are...
Good evening. What a delight to welcome a new customer into the shop.
The novelty might wear off quickly. Your shop is so neat and lovely. I feel like I'll be around here all the time.
That's music to my ears. May I ask what your name is?
Lisa Morozova.
How may I help you today, Lisa?
I'm looking for something. I'm actually an apprentice to Dr. Volkov. He sent me over hoping you might have some fresh medical papers.
Of course. Dr. Schultz's new work on hematology, isn't it? Groundbreaking work.
That's right. I didn't realize you were well-versed in medicine.
I'm really not. I just have a habit of skimming through everything I sell in the store. Anyway, I actually already stashed the book for Pavel. I just knew he'd come a-knocking any time now. Just head into the back room. It should be right by the door.
What a nice gesture. I'm sure the doctor will appreciate it.
The pleasure is all mine. The pleasure.
I can't even imagine how many books you must have read.
It's just a nice perk of owning a place like this.
Would you please recommend me one of your favorites?
Literally nothing could bring me more pleasure right now, mademoiselle. But first, you must tell me, what kind of literature would you like to indulge in? Are you in a romance mood? Historical fiction? Maybe something more chilling?
I had some frightening events that happened to me recently. I wonder if you know one that might beat it.
Say no more. I know just the perfect book. It's rather old, but good foreign literature is such a rare find in this country. It's my dream to make it more accessible and help educate our people a little.
I must say, aren't we lucky that someone like you works in this town?
Sadly, it's not a very common sentiment, but clients like you make it all worth it. Lisa, please accept it free of charge as a token of my deep appreciation.
That's so generous of you, Roman.
However, it comes with one condition.
Oh?
You must come here again when you finish and share your opinion. I'm dying to know your thoughts on it.
Why, of course. I will get on it immediately.
Splendid. I'll be waiting for it with great impatience. Always a pleasure.
So this is where Roman lives. It's a bit of a mess, but somehow it feels very cozy in here. This room must serve as both bedroom and storage room. I sense Roman's not very good at separating his work and personal life. Findings on hematology by Dr. Schultz. Brilliant! That's what I was looking for. The world map. Roman must be interested in exploring. I wonder how difficult it is to travel as a vampire. One would have to be shipped in their own coffin, wouldn't they? More books. I haven't heard of those. Must be Roman's private collection. I did. Thank you again for keeping it for us. Dr. Volkov will be delighted.
Please send him my regards.
May I see what you have in stock?
Certainly.
I'm looking for something. I have a bit of an odd question.
That's usually the best kind.
Do you have any books about navs or similar creatures?
A challenge, sure, but not a hard one. It's been a minute since anyone asked, but I'm sure I have something in the back. Just give me one moment. There it is. It's from my personal collection, so not for sale normally, but I can always find another copy. Let me know if you'd like to purchase it. Let me know if you'd...
May I see what you have?
Certainly. Hope you enjoy it.
Roman didn't lie. There's a lot of information here. But most importantly,
Come here, birdies. Come closer.
Faina, nice to see you outside. Feeling better, I presume?
Much better, dear. All thanks to you. Come sit with me for a while.
Sure. So peaceful here. Didn't realize how much I needed this.
You know, Lisa, I have sort of a ritual. Once a week, no matter what, I always do exactly the same thing. I go to the general store and buy a small cone of seed and a fresh chocolate pastry. Then I come to this very spot and feed the birds. When the cone is empty, I eat my favorite treat in the world, all by myself, and think of absolutely nothing else but how delicious it is.
And how does that feel?
Tremendous, little dove. Everyone deserves a little break every once in a while. The trick is to allow yourself to enjoy it. Deceptively hard for some of us, isn't it?
Whenever I do have an evening to myself, most often I just feel guilty, as if I don't deserve it. Thinking of all the things I could be doing instead, all the things I didn't do.
Easier to stay busy than to face your feelings sometimes. Easier to stay busy. How are you feeling lately, little dove? You were quite startled when I first saw you. Are you getting used to your new home?
It is getting better, little by little. But if I'm honest, I don't know if I will ever feel home again.
I see. You know, I think I have something at home that just might help. Stop by my place when you have a moment, dear, all right?
Oh, Faina, you don't have to.
I do, little dove. Trust me. The seed is almost gone. That means...
Time for your alone time with the pastry.
That's right.
I should go. Thank you for the advice, Faina. Hope you enjoy your treat.
I always do. I hope you find yours soon, dear.
Doctor? Dr. Volkov?
How may I assist you?
I brought the hematology research you asked for from the bookstore.
Ah, splendid. Thank you, Lisaveta. This will save me days of work. How is old Roman doing?
He seems well. Quite an amusing fellow.
Indeed. Don't know how I would ever get by without his foreign literature section. Was there anything else, my dear?
That's all, Doctor.
Very well.
The hussar's lost in thought. I don't think he's noticed me. Why don't I pay him back with a little scare? Easy revenge.
Lisa! Gah, you little...
Just thought I'd show you how well I've taken your lessons.
Yes, you're very talented. Oh, I suppose I deserved it.
What are you doing up here? Seems an odd place to smoke.
I'm getting closer to the Lord, can't you see? Most of our kind won't even look at a church. It's good for getting some peace. Or it normally is, anyway.
I'll leave then. I know where I'm not wanted.
I jest. Really, no one understands my jokes.
Sounds like the problem is the jokes.
You wound me, fair Lisa. I take it you don't smoke?
I'm not fond of the taste.
Good. Terrible habit.
Or you just don't want to share.
You got me. I'm too stingy. How else am I meant to pass these endless nights,
Weren't you the one going on about how being a vampire makes you feel more alive?
The flying part is good, I'll grant you. Eternity, though? It can be stifling.
I see what you mean. It's somehow both freeing and limiting at once. We're powerful, but we can't so much as enjoy the sun's warmth.
See, you get it. You play cards, Lisa?
A little.
Indulge me in a game?
I suppose I could. What are we playing for?
Secrets.
Ooh, I'm in. Prepare to give up your secrets, Hussar.
Such confidence. We'll see how long that lasts. There we go.
Ugh.
Now, what to ask? We'll start with an easy one, Are you seeing anyone?
Why? Are you interested?
Answering a question with a question is against the rules.
No, I'm not.
Well, no shame in that. You've got a whole afterlife to find a special someone. Or several, if you choose. Next round, then.
Yes!
That was a fluke. Go on, then. I'm an open book.
How were you turned?
The usual fashion. Brink of death, given vampire blood.
That's not what I meant, and you know it.
You mean to ask how I died?
Well, when you put it like that...
I'm only teasing. As it happens, I was found by Count Orlov after a fight. He offered to save me in return for my service. Simple as that.
Go back a moment. The Count? There's a Count.
Was. He passed quite some time ago now. And before you ask, I have no idea. The Countess has made it clear she won't speak of it, or him. Next round, then. And again!
Go on, then.
How many people have you killed?
What?
Come on now, you can tell me.
No one. I've seen plenty of deaths in my profession to do my best not to add to it.
Impressive.
You think so?
New vampires can get a little drunk on power. And blood. I can respect that kind of self-control. And that's that.
Fine by me. This wasn't my night.
Better luck next time, eh? And my time's about up. Gotta get back to work.
More errands for the Countess.
You know it.
What is it exactly you do for her anyway?
Whatever she likes. That was the deal.
The deal? So you have a mark too?
Just like yours. His blood for my services to his family.
You can make a deal like that? Seems unfair.
It wasn't quite that bad. I negotiated pretty well for a dying guy, if I do say so myself. And here I am, the well-kept servant of a great vampire house. Who could ask for more? Don't answer that. Thanks for the company, Lisa. Come join me up here again sometime, eh?
What a strange man. He's clearly unhappy, but even that feels like it's not quite the whole truth. Perhaps I'll ask him more about it next time. Could you take me to the mansion, please?
Of course. Just take a seat.
What can I do for you? What can I do?
What should I pick up for Anastasia? Ah, Chopin's Waltz in A minor. Now, that is a perfect gift. A little pricey, but Anastasia will surely be ecstatic. The smell is enchanting. Nothing quite like feeling the breeze on your skin in an open field. Keep up the good work, friend. I was always terrified that I would fall into a well when I was little. Far scarier things to worry about now. More huts in the village down that way, and each one must have its own story. What? Fascinating. If I try to make myself fly across the lake, I simply can't. I think this might be another vampiric restriction. Looks like if I want to cross a body of water, I have to do it like any other human. Oh, is that you, Trophime? I didn't expect to find anyone out here at this hour.
My lady, you scared me. I thought a Rusalka had finally come for her pound of flesh.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
That's all right. It's just my old mind being foolish.
Is that your boat out there?
Aye. I decided to bring it out here for good. Thought better for the townfolk to use when I'm not around than for it to gather dust inside my hut.
That's very kind of you. Are there even fish out at this hour?
Of course. Some critters only come out when it's dark, as you know. And others when it rains. I don't know why. I just know they taste good grilled and smoked.
You seem to know quite a bit about this hobby.
As I should. It was my papa that taught me everything I know. And I've worked out the best ways to catch fish and how to make bait. I try to go out on the lake as often as my body lets me. Which is getting less often as time goes on.
The Countess keeps you busy?
No more than her other servants. I have a good life, really. Better than most.
You can be honest with me, Trophime.
I'm alright, really. Thank you. But if I may ask you, why are you here? This isn't the sort of place I'd expect someone like you to visit.
Just exploring the area. Still trying to get used to my new home.
That makes sense. There is some beauty to be found in this town of ours.
You mentioned Rusalkas earlier. Do you really think they inhabit this lake?
I do. In fact, I know it to be true. I've seen one with my very own eyes.
And yet you live to tell me?
I know more about monsters than you might think. I knew the tricks it was trying to play on me and how to fight them. In the end, I was able to ignore its call and row my boat back to the shore. I've often thought that it'd be the Rusalka that gets me. If I'm not turned by the Countess anyway. It's almost like she's waiting for her chance again. For me to let my guard down. But I haven't yet. Old Trophime is not like a fish, to be caught by a simple lure.
Maybe you can take me one day.
Oh, no. My little boat is not fit for someone like you.
I promise. Your boat is far finer than the rotted dinghy my brother and I used to float on in summers.
It would be nice to have someone out there for a change. Perhaps you can join me for one of those nights. Now, if you don't mind, I must head out before it gets much later. If I don't, I'll miss my chance to earn myself some fine trophies.
Then don't let me keep you. Go and get your fish.
Thank you. It's been good speaking with you. Should you want to talk more, my cabin's at the edge of the forest near the manor. You're welcome to stop by after I finish my daily duties for the Countess.
Thank you, Trophime. I'll see if my schedule allows it. The smell is enchanting. It's too dark. I don't want to stumble on a branch and break my neck. How did it become so dark so quickly? These woods grow thick in an instant. Even as a vampire, I wouldn't risk straying far from the path here. Pumpkin, what are you doing here? Are you hungry? Are you hungry? I brought you something tasty. Here you go. I brought you something Good, huh? So fluffy. Good evening.
How can I be of service? There you go.
Ah, my favorite customer. What can I do for you? Ah,
Let's not beat around the bush. You took advantage of Evgeny and stole his journal. I want it back.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that. The journal is in a safe place, and a week from now it will be in the even safer hands of a wealthy art collector.
You already managed to make a deal with somebody?
Where there is a product, there is always a customer. You just need to know where to look. I consider finding both of them my special talent.
You really are shameless, aren't you?
Lisa, I am simply a businessman. And as a good businessman, I always take a meeting. Would you care to make me a counteroffer? Or perhaps even leave it to a game of chance?
I know there's no point in playing with you. You'll cheat anyway.
I am offended, Lisa. Hurt, even. But I simply can't stay mad at you for long. If you won't play for it, what do you suggest instead? Would you care to make me a counteroffer? Or perhaps even leave it to a game of chance?
Fine, I'll bite. How much will it cost to buy the book from you?
I did get quite a good price for it already. And it could hurt my reputation as a salesman, you know. But I like you, Lisa, I really do, and just for you, I can resell it for 500 coins.
500? Are you completely insane?
Oh, is that too much for you? You must not be much of a reader, dear. Art isn't cheap, and personal notes from a recent poetic sensation are worth a lot of money to the right customer.
I don't think we'll manage to find a common language here.
Suit yourself. But remember, the offer stands for another week. After that, it's out of my hands, both literally and metaphorically.
He's clearly cheating somehow. I bet someone here is familiar with Kuril's schemes. Maybe if I can convince a barkeep to share a secret or two. Good evening.
How can I be of service?
I was wondering if you might help me with investigating something. I suspect your boss is cheating at cards.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
But
I told you, you're asking the wrong guy.
I get a sense that this one is a dead end. I should try talking with someone else. Good evening.
What can I get for you? What can I get for you?
Care to join me in a vodka shot? My treat.
Thanks. I'd like that. It's been a day.
To your health.
Cheers.
What's your name?
I'm Iskra. What's yours?
Lisa. Nice to meet you.
Same. Thanks for the drink again. Doesn't happen often.
So... hard day?
Same day every day, really. The pay is shit. Customers are pigs. No offense.
None taken.
I'm so exhausted after working all night that I drop dead as soon as I reach my bed. And then, it's time to go back here again. I'm starting to forget what daylight looks like.
Trust me, I know exactly what you mean.
I thought you'd understand.
So... how about another shot?
Hey, why the hell not?
So... people gamble here, don't they? I'm a fan of cards myself. Maybe I should play around. People gamble here.
Suit yourself. If I were you, I'd avoid playing with Kirill.
Why's that?
Let's just say he ends up winning, more often than others.
Is that so? How does he manage that?
I really can't say more, and what you already heard, you didn't hear from me, alright?
Of course. Mum's the word. She definitely knows the way Kuril's cheating. Maybe it's time to have a little chat somewhere more private. So... how about another shot?
Hey, why the hell not?
So, you know, as much as I like this place, the choice of drinks could use some refinement.
No arguments here.
I'm actually somewhat of a mixologist myself. I bet if I had a look at what you have stored, I could make a nice cocktail for us both.
Sounds intriguing. What the hell? Let's do it. Follow me to the back room. We keep all the fresh produce there. Just don't let Kirill see you.
No problem.
Well, here it all is. Clean glasses, hard liquors, mixers, fruit. Can't wait to see what you're going to make.
Anyone who orders food around here must be out of their mind. Most of the labels are handwritten. Are they producing the liquor themselves? I'm not even going to bother asking about their license. That's quite a safe. What's inside?
Honestly, I have no idea. Only Kirill knows the combination and he never opens it during my shift. So what about that cocktail?
Now is the perfect opportunity to enchant her and get the information I need. Now is the perfect opportunity to enchant her and get the information I need. And the light will await you and me, await you and me. Here's what I'd like you to tell me, Iskra. You will tell me exactly how Kirill cheats.
He uses a marked deck and always knows the next card by the tiny dots on the sleeve. He only deals winning cards to himself and only lets the player win when he needs to prove he is playing fairly.
That crafty bastard. Thank you, Iskra. This will come in handy. I should go back and tell Evgeny before Kirill sells the journal. Locked. Strange. The lights are on, so someone must be home. Is that smoke I smell? Anastasia? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. The door is open. Please let yourself in. Go down, you son of a bitch! There. That's better. Sorry about that. Welcome to my humble abode.
Goodness, are you all right? What happened here?
Don't worry about it. Just a little mishap in the kitchen. I only left the room for a moment, but evidently it was still too long. Sadly, I'm afraid that means that dinner quite literally went up in flames.
You know what? It's for the best. I'm not that hungry tonight anyway, and was worried I'd end up seeming like an ungrateful guest.
That's kind of you to say. I'll even choose to believe that you're not just saying that to spare my feelings.
I'm really not, I promise.
So sorry about all this. May I at least offer you some tea?
That sounds perfect.
Wonderful. Let me quickly clean up and put the samovar on.
Thank you again for inviting me over, Anastasia. I actually got you a little something to repay your hospitality.
Did you now? Oh, Lisa, you really shouldn't have. Especially now that I can't even offer a proper meal in return.
I saw this and immediately thought of you.
Is that... Oh my goodness. Chopin? Lisa, I can't believe you got this for me. It must have cost a small fortune too. Are you sure?
It's my pleasure.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll treasure it, I promise. I only hope I won't wear the cylinder out. So, now that you're finally here, I have to ask, what do you think about this place? When it's not on fire, that is.
The house is gorgeous, of course, but I have to say I'm simply in love with your garden. The stony path, the cozy bench. Just standing there under the moonlight among the flowers feels so serene.
Yes, it sure is. Hold on a moment.
Damn it. I forgot her memory of my last visit was wiped away.
When did you have a chance to see the garden? Have you been here before?
Oh, sorry about that. I misspoke, of course. I saw the garden from your French doors and meant that it would be serene to go there.
I see. It's funny you should say that. You see, this house was passed down to us by Evgeny's uncle, Savelli. You must have heard of him already, the town mayor?
I have indeed.
Don't get me wrong, I'm very grateful, and realise how lucky I am to live in this luxury. Yet, I simply can't find myself at home, no matter how hard I try to make this place my own. It's as if I live in a museum full of beautiful things, but I, myself, am not part of this exhibit. You think I'm spoiled, don't you? I would if I was in your place, listening to all this.
I don't. Truly. I've been feeling quite misplaced myself lately, if I'm honest.
I'm sorry to hear that, Lisa. I think, in a strange way, I could sense that already. Perhaps that's why it felt so easy to share with you. This simply isn't me. And without Evgeny around, it is somehow worse. I can almost feel the walls staring at me, as if they're trying to banish me. I can almost feel I know I promised to introduce you to my husband earlier, but I can already tell he won't be joining us tonight.
I figured as much. I'm sorry.
It's quite all right, dear. I'm getting used to it. You know, sometimes I wonder what made me go down this path in the first place. I often find people as a whole difficult to like. There's just so much wrong with humanity. Individuals, on the other hand, so much easier to forgive a flaw and find the good in them. He is a good man. He really is. He is a good man. It hasn't been an easy time, but lucky for me, there is one place in this house that I can hide.
Really? Where is it?
Your eyes seem to have gone straight to it from the beginning. We sure appear to be kindred spirits. The garden. It's my sanctuary when the house starts feeling too empty. I'd so love for you to see it. What time is it, anyway? Lisa, I'm so sorry for talking your ears off all this time. You must have been aching to leave for ages.
That thought hasn't visited me once throughout the whole stay.
You're very kind, but I simply can't keep you any longer. I will show you around the garden another night. That is, of course, if there will be another night.
You can count on it, my dear.
Splendid.
Thank you for your hospitality, Anastasia. Have a good night.
And you.
Her eyes, her smile, her legs, her breasts. No, this is all wrong. Rubbish, utter and complete rubbish. It's this blasted journal. The pages are so ridiculously thin. How can I concentrate on poetry when I constantly have to worry about tearing the damn paper? Are you alright? I swear to God I didn't mean that.
I know. Don't worry. Happens to the best of us. So, what did the poor book do to you to deserve such a battery?
It's just the pages in it, you know, dreadfully unfit for writing, and it's just the pages. It's not about the book, really.
I sort of figured that. What happened?
Remember I mentioned my writer's block? I may have understated how long it's lasted.
How long has it really been?
I haven't admitted this to many people, but I imagine it might feel good to get it off my chest. It's been over a year since I wrote anything half decent.
That's not insignificant.
Indeed. I'm broke, and I have no idea when I'll manage to write anything worth a coin.
Are you and Anastasia getting by? Would you like me to lend you some money?
That's very generous of you, but I couldn't possibly accept. And besides, it wouldn't help for long. I need to find my muse again and publish something new. It can't happen soon enough.
There must be something we can do about all this.
Remember that journal I lost to Kirill? I must win it back before he sells it.
Win it?
That's the only way I see. Somebody told me he even already has a buyer and has a meeting lined up in a week. I need to act fast. I'd simply buy it back, but Kirill's asking price is astronomical. I know he's doing it on purpose to get back at me. He never liked me.
What's so important about that journal anyway?
Well, there was this poem that started to take shape in my mind, and I had a feeling. You know, that feeling when you know that something you're writing might be incredible.
It feels like there is a tiny sun that lights up in your chest.
You really do know. Point is, I think it might be something that would get me back on track. I was too drunk to remember it, and now it's gone. I must win it back.
That makes sense, but is there any other reason why it means so much to you?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Could it be that you've written there about Xenia?
What? How do you know about her?
I have my ways.
Do you now?
In any case, I'm not the only one with secrets here. Tell me, what's going on between the two of you?
That's the thing. There's nothing to tell. Yes, she loved the fallow field and sent me. It was so well written, effortless, funny. I couldn't help but write back, and we started a sort of correspondence.
Have you seen her?
Only on a picture card she sent me. I'd never meet her without Anastasia knowing. And we haven't even discussed anything remotely romantic, I swear. But when I write her, I feel this connection. Something I haven't felt since I started my old book. Inspiration, excitement, dare I say, happiness? Worst of all, I might have left her picture inside the cover.
Oh no.
My thoughts exactly.
All right, let me look into this a little more. I'll let you know what I find out, and we'll figure out how to get your journal back.
Oh, thank you, Lisa. That would mean the world. Hey, Lisa.
Look, Kirill is cheating. I know that for certain now.
I knew it. My hand was a sure thing. That's why I thought it was safe to bet the book. No way he could have beaten me fairly.
Not the lesson you should learn from this, really, but that's not the point right now. I know how he's doing it, and I think we can outsmart him. His deck is marked. I'll teach you how to read the card backs, so you know what's next.
That's great, but if we play 21 and he doesn't deal me the winning cards, it won't be enough to know what's next.
I know what kind of cards he uses. I'll just buy a fresh deck with identical backs and mark them the same way. If you give me the signal for which card you need, I should be able to swap it with one of yours and switch them back later.
That's... damn. That's genius. But how are you going to do it without Kirill noticing?
Let me worry about that.
All right. If you're certain we can pull that off, that's good enough for me. I'm in. Let's do it. I can't tell you how grateful I am. How can I ever repay you?
Just don't do stupid things like that again. Besides, you still owe me a poem, remember?
Of course. I promise it will be worth it.
It better be.
How are you doing this fine evening? Good choice.
Hello. Evening. Apologies.
I should check out the generals.
Hope all is well.
Dr. Volkov?
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if it's a good time to hear the rest of your story.
I suppose it's as good a time as any.
So, what happened after you turned?
I didn't know back then what I'd become. There was no one to explain it to me, so I had to find it out on my own. Thank goodness my infant daughter, Sophia, was with her grandparents that night and avoided our fate, so I tried to go back to life as usual, albeit without my wife. I was naive enough in the early years to believe that I could live a normal life with my daughter. I hired a wet nurse, locked myself in my room for research during the day, and continued to see patients at night. And for the first decade or so, everything seemed to go according to plan. I learned what I was by trial and error, and allowed myself to feed on the humans that entrusted me with their care. Bleeding a patient is a lot easier when you have fangs.
And after that, what happened?
Time happened, dear. She aged, and I didn't. By the time Sophia was 16, it was starting to become quite obvious that I hadn't aged a day. I laughed it off when people mentioned it, but deep down, I knew I wouldn't be able to do it forever. And then they came.
You mean the Countess?
If it wasn't for her, it would have been someone else, but yes. Higher society. They finally found out about my condition and came to collect my debts. Knowing what I do now, honestly, I'm surprised it took them so long to find me. They spared my life in exchange for my continued research for vampire kind. As for Sophia, I had to abandon her for her own protection. You know the family rules by now. They wouldn't keep her alive if she knew their secrets. And so, I disappeared. Made it look like I was lost to the wilderness.
That must have been dreadful.
To sever the bond of father and daughter. To cause the person you love more than life itself such pain. It nearly killed me.
So, you never saw her again?
If you don't mind, I should get back to my work. We can talk again some other time.
I understand. Thank you for sharing all this with me. Till next time.
Good night, Lisa.